Constraint theory is this idea that there is always one thing holding back your business. And that one thing could be a lack of money in the bank continually, customers not paying you continually, and until you deal with that, nothing else is really possible to grow your business. And so the idea with constraint theory is that we focus on exactly the thing that's holding your business back rather than generic advice. So everybody who runs a business thinks that the key thing they need is more customers. And at a high level, that's probably true. But actually at the nitty-gritty day-to-day level, lots of businesses would drown in all kinds of other problems if they were suddenly to have twice as many customers piled up at the door. And so the idea with constraint theory is to look at the business and say, what actually is the right next thing to do that will unlock the biggest jump in growth? And by focusing all of your attention on that one thing, you get it done. There's research been done to show that if you set one goal for your business, then you will probably achieve it. One project, let's call it, rather than a goal. So a project meaning a list of stuff you want to get done. If you have multiple projects on the go, I think 2 projects, you might get both of them done. But if you have 3 or more projects, you will not get any of them done. And that's a huge problem, because if you're trying to grow your business and develop it, and you've got a head full of ideas, lots and lots of different things going on, and you let all the dogs start running, none of them are ever going to get across the winning line. And that means that your business just stays stuck. So by identifying the number one thing with the best potential to increase your revenue, increase your cash flow, improve the amount of time you have to think and develop the business rather than running around after customers and staff, then you're creating space for your business to grow, you're creating headroom for it. So the best metaphor I've come up with is this idea of a hose pipe with a pinch point in it. Now, if you've got the hose, turning more water on is not going to get more water out the other end. Turning the tap to full will still only get a dribble out the end until you get that kink out of the pipe. And so if you've got 3 or 4 kinks in the pipe, which, let's face it, most businesses have got more than one challenge. If you've got 3 or 4 kinks in that pipe, then you have to find the worst kink and deal with that first, because dealing with the smaller kinks will not make any difference at all. So constraint theory is really finding the kinks in your pipe and then straightening out the worst one. Once you've done that, you go on to the next one. Because the idea is to get more water flowing out the end, more growth, more sales quickly. And you don't do that if you are trying to do 3 things at once. Nothing moves.